Everyone, Tom from Black Studios. Thank you for joining me for another Black Templar update video for my army. We are currently on number 9, so getting some consistent numbers in there now, hopefully. We currently left this off on basically a poll where you guys were going to decide which of the vehicle kind of groups I was going to paint. We had Predators, Vindicators and Land Raiders in the poll, and the Land Raiders won out very easily. Which I was kind of surprised, well, not surprised by. I hadn't actually thought about doing them because I quite had my heart set on doing the Vindicators, but then you guys said that, and you know what, when I got them out, I looked at them and went, you know, these are actually probably way worse off than the Vindicators when I actually had a proper look at them. I did a bit of rehashing on them as well, but we'll go through that in a minute. And so yeah, currently I've managed to finish one of the Land Raider Crusaders, and well, without further ado, let's head on over and let's have a little close-up of the models. Alright, so here we are, the completed Land Raider Crusader. I really enjoyed getting this redone actually. I had this painted in a very, I think calling it painted was actually quite generous when I looked at it properly now. It really looked like I'd just done a lot of shading on the model and not really a lot of detail. And yeah, I mean, because I don't have them out that often, I guess I just didn't realise how far behind the rest of my armour it was. But anyway, we've now brought it right back up to date, so we've got some edge highlighting on here in the new style that I'm using, with this kind of quite harsh white in places, etc. And then we sort of washed over it with the glaze that I'm using. On top of that, we had red, some gold, some lead belch, and various bits that I have been putting into my new kind of army scheme. We also, on this one actually, I noticed we had the panels were not up to date, so I took off the front door and also the 2 side doors and replaced them with some of my kits that I've got lying around. I actually found out I had loads of kits left over, which was really beneficial to me actually, because it meant I didn't have to go out and try and buy any or find any online to make this work. But I decided that if I was going to do these, I'd get them done properly. So taking the doors off turned out to be reasonably easy, because I think I used super glue when I did these originally, so they all just snapped off nice and easily. So yeah, front here we've got a bit of red on the assault launchers, and obviously on the little kind of design on the front door there. And as we turn off to the right, we have basically the panel replaced there, but we also have a little transfer on the front white there just to break it up a little bit. Thanks for that, Dom, for reminding me to do that, because he did actually sort of message me, say, oh, a transfer would look good now. And I went, you know what, you're right. Sometimes you're just not thinking about it, because I was so concentrated on just getting the painting done. And yeah, really happy with the overall look of this actually. I didn't want to make it overly, I suppose, complex, so I've kept like the back here quite simple. I did notice there's a slight distortion on this track for some reason, which I did try and rectify, but it seems to be, I mean, it looks to be sitting all right in places, but one side just will not push in, but I'm too far gone for that now, so I'm just going to have to accept that. And as we turn over this way, we have another door replacement here. I haven't put any writing onto the banners yet because, basically I haven't decided what I want to write on there really. So if anyone's got any suggestions for Land Raider number 1, feel free to put them in the comments. That'd be good to hear from you guys. So I mean, obviously traditional names are welcome. But now the other thing I did remember is, especially a multi-melter on here, which I believe has just come off at some point, and I no idea where it is. But I will be having a look for that, so I can get that stuck back on there at some point. But overall, very happy with where the model's at. And we're working on the next 2, so let's just push this to one side for a second. Let's bring in the next one I'm working on. This one's in fairly early stages. I mean, I say early, getting it to this point actually took quite a while, because all this little, you can just see the very light highlighting around the edges. Actually does take quite a while. Obviously I also replaced the panels on this one, because this is another one that did not have the correct panels on it. So I changed all of them around and then basically started edge highlighting again. I'm hoping to sort of get through this fairly quickly. I don't think it's going to take too long. It's hard to tell sometimes, because this is actually probably the most, I suppose, tedious part of it, just getting this done, because there's a lot of lines on the Land Raider that you had to go around multiple times. So I think my highlighting steps, I think it's about 7 or 8 steps, if I remember correctly. So yeah, just working through them, and then we're basically going to do exactly the same scheme on the other one. And then the other thing I've just got to do is get the heavy bolter back on in there, which is knocking about somewhere. I think I've just resprayed that black because I just took it off so it was easy to paint. And yeah, so looking forward to doing that one. And then finally we have one more Land Raider Crusader, which actually is one of the quite early models of this one, because this has actually still got the metal sponsons here. You can hear that quite a thud there, but also you'll notice the sponson covers are slightly different to obviously the new Land Raiders. They've got this kind of metal panel on the side with the eagle stuck on there. So and you can look around the back here. I've got to do a slight. I just noticed I think I knocked this, but I think this is it's loose. So I'm going to just quickly glue that back in place. But the feeds are actually all metal as well, so at the back. So I'm looking forward to getting them. It looks a little bit better. I think it actually looks better than the plastic one from just seeing each individual feed for each bolt gun. So yeah, and likewise got the same over here. I noticed on the metal ones that the guns tend to be a bit more movable individually as well, bizarrely. I don't know if that's just because I've got a gluing issue. It might be. We'll check it out. And then obviously at the front here we have this is also a metal assault cannon, which I couldn't get this out without damaging it. I don't know why it seems really jammed in there. I didn't want to take a pair of pliers to it, to be honest, because I wasn't sure if I'd be able to repair any damage that I managed to do. But it's all separate out, and I know I can get that all back in there fairly easily after it's been painted. So if anything, it should look all right once it's painted, because I've been able to sort of get to each individual part of that model. So yeah, that's the 3 Land Raiders, 1 being done, 2 in progress. So yeah, all right, so that's where we're at. We've got 1 Land Raider down, 2 to go. I'm hoping to have them done next week or so, and have another video up for you guys as soon as I can after that. Then we'll move on to probably the Vindicators next, because I do want to get them done. They will require a little bit of work, because I noticed when I was checking them out, a little extra paint on a couple of the side panels, which I want to try and probably strip down rather than just spray over, because I think it might be, at that point, I think when everyone knows that it's a little bit too thick to sort of make just a straight spray over, but we'll see. And yeah, other than that, that's basically what I'm working on. So obviously, if you liked this video, please give it a like and a subscribe, and well, subscribe to the channel, I should say. Also, I know Dom put out an 83rd Warhost video about a week or so ago, so please go and check that out. He's doing some fantastic work with the word bearers as usual. This one's been particularly good in my opinion, so definitely go and check it out. I'll put a link in here, hopefully somewhere in a second, so you can jump to that one if you want to. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. And I will see you in the next Black Templar update video. Take care, everyone. Bye.